I once asked Matt, seriously, why are you? He replied, do you genuinely want to hear? He explained that some of his teammates failed to grasp the effort required. When Kobe was still with us, despite what many think, numerous players actually disliked him. Now, in a new development that's grabbing headlines, Vanessa Bryant is finally shedding light on the reasons behind it. It wasn't solely his competitiveness that stood out. This man operated on an entirely different plane. Allow me to explain. I've got the complete narrative. Let's dissect it. The rivalry that shattered a legacy. The basketball community believed they grasped the essence of Kobe Bryant's divide. Yet, Vanessa Bryant's new revelations have unveiled dimensions of a narrative that transcends what onlookers saw during games. To comprehend the disdain many NBA players held for Kobe, one must first explore his bond with Shaquille O'Neal. This bitter conflict was so damaging that it threatened to dismantle one of the most formidable dynasties in basketball's annals. The rivalry between Shaquille O'Neal, known as Shaq, and Kobe Bryant stands as one of the most notable in NBA history, driven by conflicting personalities, strong egos, and disputes over leadership during their shared tenure with the Los Angeles Lakers from 1996 to 2004. When the Lakers selected 18-year-old Kobe Bryant alongside 24-year-old Shaq in 1996, they hoped to forge a basketball dynasty. Shaq had already established himself as a star during his days with the Orlando Magic, serving as the focal point of the team. Kobe was an aspiring, audacious rookie brimming with potential. However, from the outset, signals indicated that the bond between them, founded on mutual appreciation, would soon falter, crushed by overwhelming egos and diverging ambitions of success. In our inaugural championship, I lifted myself on my hands, soaring 30,000 miles high. It was right down there on the ground. Who would be the first to leap into my embrace? Chilly. 30,000. However, there's tension. I don't hold a grudge. We have differing opinions. Shaq's viewpoint, as he disclosed later, was that they had differing views, not conflict. Yet, those differences would surface in ways that reverberated through the whole NBA scene. Initial friction stemmed from Kobe's flamboyant demeanor and his perceived conceit. Shaq dubbed him Showbo and voiced annoyance at needing to mentor him. Picture being a teen newcomer with one of the greatest players in history publicly labeling you as a showbo. This form of psychological gaming significantly influenced Kobe's mentality towards his basketball career. The climax of tension occurred in pivotal moments when titles were at stake. During the 1997 playoffs versus the Utah Jazz, Kobe missed 4 shots in overtime of Game 5, while Shaquille fouled out, resulting in the Lakers' exit and shared accusations. This event transcended a mere bad performance. It became a pivotal instance, revealing the deep-seated issues between the two stars. Kobe aimed to affirm his place among the league's elite, whereas Shaq sought to lead a team that he perceived was hindered by a selfish player who faltered in key situations. In 1997 and 1998, Kobe secured a starting position in the All-Star game thanks to fan votes, though his playing time diminished post-break, leading to a disappointing stretch of 7 losses in 12 games. While fans were captivated by Kobe's dazzling athleticism, his coach and teammates were cautious, hesitant to give him more minutes due to concerns over his decision-making. Shaquille O'Neal reportedly felt envious of Kobe's flourishing jersey sales, accusing him of playing for himself. This jealousy extended beyond financial gain or stardom. It was fundamentally about earning respect. Shaq posted historically remarkable stats, yet it was Kobe who had won over fans around the globe. In a casual pickup game during the lockout, Shaquille O'Neal struck Kobe Bryant following a tough foul, signifying their inaugural physical clash. When teammates engage in such hostility during a laid-back match, it's evident the rivalry has escalated beyond repair. The complex relationship between these two athletes sent shockwaves through the entire Lakers franchise and, by extension, the wider NBA sphere. Shaq openly criticized Kobe for the team's turmoil, asserting in various interviews that Kobe needed to emphasize collective success over individual glory. For fellow NBA players witnessing this spectacle, it became apparent that Kobe's perspective on basketball diverged drastically from the team-centric ethos revered by most seasoned players. The true reason behind the animosity some NBA players feel towards Kobe stems from his relentless work ethic, which inevitably cast a shadow on their own dedication. I'm grinding daily to hone my skills while these guys seem indifferent to their game. I have no faith in them. This quote encapsulates what made Kobe such a divisive figure. Ex-teammate Smush Parker remembered a moment when Kobe put him down, asserting that he didn't deserve a place in the NBA during their time together on the Lakers from 2005 to 2007. Picture yourself as a pro basketball player, only to hear one of your own teammates declare that you're unfit for the league. Kwame Brown expressed similar sentiments, criticizing Kobe for being a selfish player who dominated the ball. The trend was evident. Kobe's drive for excellence strained his connections, leading Del Harris, his initial coach, to intervene. He reminded Kobe, "You've opted to compete with men, so I have to treat you as such." From an early age, Kobe was establishing a reputation for being challenging to coach and for refusing to accept anything less than his own standards of greatness. When Phil Jackson took over in 1999, he aimed to navigate the intense relationship between Shaq and Kobe, yet the tensions beneath the surface remained unresolved. In the decisive Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers, Kobe delivered a memorable alley-oop to Shaq, resulting in a dunk that sealed the game, but Shaq notably missed Kobe's attempt at a high-five afterward. Even during victorious moments, they struggled to connect. The three-peat era from 2000 to 2002 could have been a time of joy and camaraderie, but it was instead dominated by ongoing power disputes. Shaq referred to Kobe as his idol following their triumph, yet unresolved tensions persist. The necessity for Shaq to openly label Kobe as his idol highlights the extent of psychological games and media tactics required to sustain their alliance. By the 2002 to 2003 season, the fractures in their relationship were becoming increasingly evident. Shaq postponed essential toe surgery until the season began, showing up unfit, which led Kobe to critique him as unprofessional, stating that Shaq was overweight and out of shape. For Kobe, this embodied the broader issues with his teammates' mindset, reflecting a deficiency in commitment, preparation, and reverence for the sport of basketball. The ultimate detonation occurred in the 2003 to 2004 season, a time that shaped Kobe's controversial legacy. In a chat with ESPN, Kobe lambasted Shaq's leadership, fitness, and hefty salary expectations, asserting that coexisting shouldn't be in doubt. He declared he wouldn't tolerate any more of Shaq's antics. Shaq retaliated by disregarding Kobe, labeling him a clown. When the Lakers fell to the Detroit Pistons in the 2004 finals, it was evident that their collaboration had reached its end. Following their defeat, Shaquille O'Neal sought either a trade or a contract extension, while Kobe Bryant reportedly presented a choice: him or Shaq. Lakers owner Jerry Buss favored a younger roster and financial health, leading to Shaq's trade to the Miami Heat on July 14, 2004. However, the conflict between Shaq and Kobe was merely a fragment of a wider narrative that illuminated the animosity many NBA players felt towards Kobe Bryant. The deeper tale is riddled with scandals, betrayals, and truths that would profoundly impact the basketball community, marking the onset of one of the most contentious eras in Kobe's professional journey, an upheaval that forever altered his image among his contemporaries. A scandal that transformed everything. The summer of 2003 not only signified the decline of the Shaq-Kobe alliance, but also sparked a scandal that would transform the public perception of Kobe Bryant among players, media, and fans for the remainder of his career. Vanessa Bryant's insights about this time delve much deeper than the mainstream narrative, shedding light on how profoundly this controversy impacted Kobe's relationships with other athletes, and why he was seen in a radically different way by many in the league. At the age of 24, Kobe, a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, arrived at the Corte Lira Lodge and Spa in Edwards, Colorado, for knee surgery scheduled for the following day. The events of June 30th, 2003, would go on to become one of the most contentious moments in sports history, causing rifts in the NBA community that reached far beyond the confines of the courts and locker rooms. Caitlin Faber, a 19-year-old front desk clerk and aspiring vocalist, comes into contact with Bryant. She claims he asked her to his room around 10 p.m. for a tour, where the alleged assault took place. The revelations from this case transcended mere legalities. They laid the groundwork for a number of NBA players to begin re-evaluating Kobe's character and moral standing. What exacerbated the damage to Kobe's friendships with other players was his approach to the preliminary inquiry. Kobe Bryant's hotel interview revealed his initial denial of any sexual encounter, but he changed his story after learning that semen evidence had been discovered. For many in the league, his initial deceit implied a recurring issue that went beyond just this one case. Kobe's assertive claim of innocence marked the start of a media frenzy that would engulf not only his life, but also the entire Lakers franchise, and by proxy, the NBA as a whole. District Attorney Mark Hurlburt from Eagle County formally charged Bryant with one count of felony sexual assault, which carries a potential sentence of 4 years to life in prison or 20 years to life on probation. The severity of these allegations is significant. We are contemplating a possible life sentence for one of the most well-known sports figures globally, but the harm done to Kobe's reputation among fellow athletes extended beyond the accusations themselves. The case exposed facets of his character and conduct that many in the league found concerning. Bryant acknowledged infidelity, but maintained that the encounter was consensual. He claimed she began the act, and he ceased when she expressed discomfort. He confessed to holding her neck, but argued it was reciprocal. For a number of NBA stars, particularly those with families, Kobe's admission of infidelity while his wife Vanessa was expecting their first child signified a deep betrayal of the familial principles the league prided itself on. However, the most damaging part of Kobe's relationship with his peers emerged from his police interrogation. During this questioning, he unfavorably compared her looks to another woman and inquired whether the detectives had discreet methods for managing such matters. This type of casual disrespect towards women, along with his apparent belief that his fame entitled him to special considerations, forged a narrative that many fellow players found hard to overlook. The tangible proof presented in the case left a profound impact on NBA players observing the trial. Faber's rape kit revealed semen linked to Bryant along with wounds indicative of assault. Bryant's t-shirt bore 3 minor blood stains from her, unrelated to menstruation. Her examination revealed injuries such as 2 1-centimeter cuts and several smaller ones in her vaginal region, along with bruises on her neck. For numerous players in the league, the blend of physical evidence and Bryant's inconsistent accounts raised significant questions about his integrity. The defense emphasized her mental health struggles, her medication for schizophrenia, previous suicide attempts, and the alleged motive of seeking attention. Many players found it particularly harsh that Kobe's legal team chose to undermine the accuser's mental stability and personal issues, revealing an unsettling facet of his approach to taking responsibility. Vanessa Bryant's reflections on this time illustrate the tremendous strain on their family, highlighting how Kobe's way of managing the controversy impacted his connections within the league. During Kobe's 2021 Hall of Fame induction, Vanessa expressed, "I wish my husband were here to accept this remarkable honor that he and Gigi rightly deserved." While Vanessa aimed to uphold his legacy, it's evident that a number of players struggled to fully forgive or forget Kobe's handling of this incident. The court hearings turned into a sideshow that shamed the whole NBA fraternity. Confidential transcripts were mistakenly sent to journalists, and Faber's identity was exposed, breaching privacy protocols. The Colorado Supreme Court maintained a prior stop on public transcript access, though it faced backlash for infringing on press freedoms. The relentless media scrutiny and legal strategies fostered a climate in which NBA athletes felt the league was being sullied due to Kobe's conduct. The final outcome of the case likely strained Kobe's ties with his peers the most. Faber has opted to withdraw the charges after refusing to take the stand, pointing to significant media attention and doxing as reasons. She encountered harsh criticism and threats, prompting her to withdraw from college. Since then, she has maintained a low profile. For many in the NBA, the decision to drop the charges due to the accuser's harassment rather than a declaration of Kobe's innocence raises troubling questions about the events in question. Bryant released a statement, acknowledging that while I perceive this interaction as consensual, I understand that she does not share that perspective. This declaration, though shrewd from a legal standpoint, came off to numerous players as an insincere excuse that shirked genuine accountability. The language implied that Kobe felt justified in his actions, yet also recognized the accuser's sense of violation. For those who valued transparency and honest communication, this type of legal jargon seemed like a further act of evasion. The subsequent civil settlement, finalized on March 2, 2005, with undisclosed terms, only deepened the skepticism among some players, estimated to be over $2.5 million. Kobe's willingness to part with such a significant sum to resolve the issue while still claiming innocence fostered a narrative that many athletes struggled to accept. Bryant faced a loss of endorsements, including McDonald's and Nutella, yet maintained his partnership with Nike and secured a $136 million contract with the Lakers. This disparity highlighted a sense of resentment among other players concerning perceived double standards and privilege within professional sports, as Kobe's career and financial prospects seemed largely untouched by the controversy. The situation further complicated Kobe's relationships, given his challenging personality and high expectations on the court. Former players, such as Gilbert Arenas, remarked that few in the NBA truly liked Kobe Bryant, pointing to his demanding demeanor. The scandal provided further justification for players who already found Kobe hard to engage with, intensifying their adverse sentiments. Certain individuals, such as unnamed informants from surveys conducted in 2006, place him on lists as one of the most disliked sports figures for this reason. A Reddit user in 2025 pointed out that his self-centeredness and distrust toward his colleagues held him back. Moreover, he confessed to committing sexual assault, though Kobe never acknowledged rape. A segment of players felt that his legal remarks were, in essence, a veiled admission of wrongdoing cloaked in legal jargon. Additionally, the scandal's timing could not have been more detrimental to Kobe's rapport with the Lakers organization. In 2003 to 2004, unrest escalated as Kobe faced sexual assault allegations, though the charges were dropped in 2004. The iconic duo of Karl Malone and Gary Payton was acquired to bolster the team. However, Kobe's legal battles and subsequent surgery kept him from training camp. For seasoned players like Malone and Payton, who signed with the Lakers solely for a championship pursuit, Kobe's troubles felt like a self-centered diversion that jeopardized their championship ambitions. Consequently, the atmosphere in the locker room grew exceedingly toxic during this time frame. The Lakers made it to the finals, but were defeated 4-1 by the Detroit Pistons, with the ongoing feud undermining team dynamics. Numerous players and analysts feel that had Kobe not been preoccupied with his legal troubles and the surrounding media frenzy, the Lakers could have clinched that title. For teammates who had forfeited financial gains and career prospects, expecting to join a championship squad, this defeat felt like a deep personal slight. Vanessa's insights into Kobe's mindset during this time shed light on why many of his peers found his behavior difficult. She pointed out specific events, including a 2004 dispute with Karl Malone, where she claimed he made inappropriate remarks towards her during a match. prompting Kobe to take action. Kobe's involvement in his own sexual assault allegations, coupled with tensions with teammates over his conduct toward his wife, crafted an irony that many players simply couldn't overlook. While she hasn't directly tied this to a general dislike for players, the pattern was unmistakable to observant onlookers. His fierce protectiveness of his family, coupled with a troubling disregard for others' feelings and boundaries, painted a hypocritical picture offensive to many within the league. The controversy unveiled deeper layers of Kobe's character beyond the specific claims against him. Reports indicated that during his 2003 questioning, he suggested Shaq had paid women for silence, a claim that Shaq refuted as a betrayal. For numerous players, Kobe's readiness to implicate his own teammate during a police inquiry symbolized the pinnacle of betrayal regarding locker room trust and camaraderie. This act of turning on Shaq amid the questioning became a hot topic among NBA athletes. The unspoken rule in professional sports dictates that you never reveal your teammates' private issues to law enforcement or the press, no matter your personal disputes. Kobe's choice to breach this principle to divert attention from his own legal problems led many to see him as untrustworthy. The 2003 sexual assault allegations tarnished his reputation. Certain individuals, including unnamed respondents in 2006 surveys, classified him as one of the least liked athletes because of this. These surveys captured not only fan opinions, but also reflected the authentic sentiments of his colleagues within the NBA. The enduring effect of the controversy on Kobe's interactions with other players is significant. Media prejudice exacerbated the situation. For instance, despite his merits, Kobe secured just one MVP award in 2008, while he arguably warranted additional recognition, such as in 2006, due to voter bias against him. The hesitance of sports journalists and broadcasters, many of whom shared close ties with players across the league, to bestow individual accolades upon Kobe highlights the profound impact of the scandal on his standing. However, the narrative does not conclude with a legal outcome. The incident brought about a lasting change in how numerous NBA players perceived Kobe, paving the way for the isolation and contentious legacy that would characterize the remainder of his career. As we will explore, this tumultuous time of legal issues and fractured relationships eventually seeded conspiracy theories and questions around the circumstances of his untimely demise, leaving behind a cloud of uncertainty regarding the true price of fame, influence, and a relentless quest for excellence at any cost. The concluding chapter, an enigmatic finale. The consequences of Kobe's legal issues instigated a lasting transformation in the NBA realm that went well beyond the confines of courts and locker rooms. Vanessa Bryant's insights into this era reveal the profound impact the scandal had on Kobe's personal relationships, as well as his entire gameplay approach and interactions with teammates throughout his later career. The resulting solitude would eventually play a role in the enigmatic elements surrounding his untimely death and the continuing conspiracy theories linked to the tragic final chapter of his life. Kobe's aversion to load management cast a shadow on others. Vanessa's accounts frame this positively, yet players from the 2010s load management era regarded it as an outdated fervor. In the aftermath of the scandal, Kobe's intense work ethic transformed in the eyes of many players. What had previously been regarded as commendable commitment was now interpreted as an effort to restore his reputation through exceptional performance on the court. The statistics reveal how Kobe's approach to the game fueled ongoing friction with both teammates and rivals. For instance, he topped the league in field goal attempts several times throughout his career. Notably, in 2005 and 2006, he recorded 1,973 attempts, averaging 35.4 points per game, yet struggled with shooting efficiency and faced numerous defeats. For numerous athletes, this was seen as the peak of egotism, taking more shots than anyone else in the league while the team faced defeat. In his farewell interview in 2013, Dwight Howard suggested that Kobe was a ball hog who deceived him regarding team dynamics. Howard's interaction with Kobe reflects a recurring theme during Kobe's post-scandal years. Star players arrived in Los Angeles aiming to create championship squads with Kobe, only to find that joining him meant relegating themselves to a supporting role in his personal quest for redemption. Gilbert Arenas pointed out that Kobe's mindset was disliked as it contradicted more collaborative approaches like LeBron's. During a 2022 conversation, Arena mentioned that players were frustrated by Kobe's individualistic approach, which seemed less effective in enhancing his teammates' performance compared to Jordan or LeBron. This comparison gained relevance, as both LeBron James and Kobe were frequently discussed regarding their differing leadership methods and teammate dynamics. Insights from Vanessa about Kobe's perspective on LeBron offer a more profound understanding of his mindset at that time. Recently, sensational claims emerged suggesting that Vanessa revealed Kobe's disdain for LeBron. However, such claims lack evidence. In analyzed video snippets, Vanessa is noted saying that Kobe felt greatness is not inherited but must be earned. Kobe held the opinion that LeBron was given advantages, like the media labeling him as the chosen one, while Kobe worked diligently without fanfare. This belief in the merit of earning success versus it being given laid the groundwork for why many struggled to fully accept Kobe's resurgence after his scandals. Yet, this sentiment wasn't rooted in personal animosity. Both Kobe and LeBron forged a bond, working together during the Team USA Olympics from 2008 to 2012, with LeBron also joining the Lakers in 2018. Still, the tension between them lingered beneath the surface. Kobe believed he had triumphed over controversy and challenges to establish his legacy, contrasting his journey with other stars he deemed as having it easier. The emotional toll of the scandal on Kobe's career is significant. He admired Michael Jordan but missed the latter's compelling charm, resulting in an impression of arrogance rather than approachability. A 2006 article highlighted his Jordan-like ability, suggesting he deserved legendary status, yet lacked appeal, which ignited resentment from fans and fellow players alike. The scandal erased much of the inherent charisma Kobe might have had, leaving him with Jordan's intense drive, but devoid of the qualities that endeared Jordan to the public, despite both having complicated images. Kobe's later years were marked by a mix of self-isolation and players' perceptions shaped by past scandals. This perspective is supported by various works, including Jeff Pullman's Three-Ring Circus, player podcasts like Gilbert Arenas' No Chill, and public opinion polls. Notably, in 2006, he was ranked as the 5th most disliked athlete. The ongoing discourse in books and podcasts regarding players' animosity towards Kobe underscores the impact this had on his career. However, Kobe's narrative extends beyond his 2016 retirement, as the enigmatic circumstances of his death on January 26, 2020, have spurred conspiracy theories tied to his controversial history and the rivals he acquired during his journey. Kobe Bryant, the iconic NBA star, tragically passed away on January 26, 2020, in a helicopter accident in Calabasas, California. An official investigation attributed the likely cause to pilot error. Zobayan proceeded with visual flight rules into instrument meteorological conditions, leading to a loss of spatial awareness. For countless fans who tracked Kobe's journey and recognized the rivalry he sparked across the league, the circumstances surrounding his death prompted significant scrutiny. The NTSB indicated that the pilot may have faced self-imposed pressure to complete the flight, possibly influenced by Bryant's fame, compounded by a tendency to overlook potential dangers. Though conditions were deteriorating, the notion that Kobe's fame and intense demeanor might have amplified. The pressures leading to the crash echoes criticisms from numerous players over his career. However, the conspiracy theories surrounding Kobe's passing extend far beyond mere pilot error and adverse weather. One of the most prevalent claims suggests that Bryant was murdered by pharmaceutical companies just days before he was set to testify in a case against firms purportedly using his Black Mother's persona to promote addictive synthetic opioids and diet medications. Fact-checking organizations like PolitiFact and USA Today found no substantiation for such a lawsuit or testimony. Yet the tenacity of these claims reflects a widespread belief that Kobe made formidable enemies during his lifetime. These theories connect Bryant's demise to alleged awareness of high-level scandals. Some allege he met his end due to his rejection of Epstein Island invites or knowledge of Anthony Fauci. A recently surfaced image of Bryant at Sean Diddy Combs' 19th birthday bash, just a month prior to his demise, has fueled rumors that Diddy was involved. Though these theories may lack solid evidence, they echo a prevailing sentiment that Kobe's ties to influential figures and his readiness to reveal truths, as seen during his shocking police questioning, could have made him a target. Some suggest it was an Illuminati sacrifice linked to the Super Bowl, putting forth the idea that elites with podcasts claiming Bryant sold his soul might be behind it. These numerology theories and accusations of satanic rituals, while not proven, illustrate how Kobe's complex legacy and the enigmatic conditions surrounding his death have fostered a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. What draws many individuals to these theories is the consistent pattern of behavior Kobe displayed over his career. Speculation suggests that the helicopter may have been hacked by the U.S. military, or that it was a former military model subject to remote control manipulation, similar to accusations of vehicular hacks in other fatalities. The notion that someone like Kobe, who had made numerous adversaries and had a reputation for betrayal, could have attracted the attention of influential entities resonates with the animosities other players had harbored toward him. Furthermore, the circumstances surrounding his death prompted skepticism among conspiracy theorists. At that time, Kobe was actively working on establishing a legacy beyond basketball, focusing on media ventures, investments, and youth mentorship. Some speculate that his expanding influence and platform rendered him a threat to certain interests, possibly leading to his demise. In 2023, a lawsuit brought by Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow, against Los Angeles County for unauthorized images of the crash scene taken by first responders culminated in a $28.85 million settlement, drawing attention to privacy breaches, yet leaving the official cause of the crash intact. The revelation that first responders captured and shared these unauthorized images has only intensified conspiracy theories surrounding the incident and those who were involved. The enduring animosity directed at Kobe throughout his career has facilitated the belief among some that his passing was not a mere accident. This topic is currently debated in podcasts like Gil's Arena, where former players such as Steven Jackson contend that the anti-Kobe sentiment has reached excessive levels. In truth, the criticism aimed at Kobe didn't arise spontaneously. It stemmed from years of genuine disputes, betrayals, and controversial actions that distanced him from many in his circle. As of July 2025, conversations on platforms like X, previously known as Twitter, indicate that the legacy of this rivalry endures, frequently sparked by Shaq's remarks. In a podcast from July 2025, Shaq asserted he could have secured 3 championships with Tracy McGrady instead of Kobe, which led to backlash from fans who accused him of showing disrespect for Kobe posthumously. The ongoing disparaging remarks from former teammates like Shaq, even after Kobe's passing, reveal the profound and enduring nature of the animosity involved. Many fans interpret Shaq's comments as tinged with resentment, leading some to speculate that there are unresolved issues of pride. While Shaq hasn't openly confronted the backlash, those familiar with the deeper history of NBA players' animosity toward Kobe recognize the logic behind his lingering bitterness. The betrayal during police inquiries, prolonged public disputes, and the self-centered traits that defined their collaboration created deep scars that seem to remain unhealed. The reasons behind the disdain for Kobe Bryant within the NBA are intricate, involving aspects like his relentless work ethic, individualistic playing style, and troubling questions regarding his character after the sexual assault allegations. Revelations from Vanessa Bryant have shed light on these issues, but have also sparked fresh inquiries regarding the enduring effects of these rivalries and whether they played a role in the enigmatic circumstances of his passing. If you found this video entertaining and wish to dive deeper into more thrilling content, feel free to tap on any of the cards displayed on your screen.